Hello students, through this video I describe here the Indian Partnership Act 1932. The Indian Partnership Act is very important for the PCSJ examination. So, on the demand of so many students, the lecture of Indian Partnership Act would be in English also. Now, I am giving you a preliminary lecture of Indian Partnership Act 1932 in English. The Indian Partnership Act was taken from the Indian Contract Act 1872. The provisions relating to the partnership, those are mentioned in the section 239 to 266 of Indian Contract Act have been included in this act. So we can say that the Indian Partnership Act is a separate part of the Indian Contract Act. In the preamble of Indian Partnership Act, it has been said that the law the act is enacted to define and amend the laws relating to the partnership. It means it is expedient to define and amend the laws relating to the partnership. Students, it means all laws, those are related to the partnership are enacted as an act, Indian Partnership Act 1932. This act was enacted 8th April 1932 and it was enforced October 1st, 1932 except the section 69. In Indian Partnership Act, there are 8 chapters, 74 sections and 2 schedules, whereas the second schedule was repealed. Now, in the section first, There are three clauses. The first clause tells about the subtitle of the Act. The Indian Partnership Act 1932 may be called. And second clause of the section first, it tells about the extension of the Indian Partnership Act. This act was extended the whole territory of India except Jammu and Kashmir. Though through the amendment 2009, the Act will be applicable from 31st October 2019. And in the third clause of the section first tells about the enforceability of the Act. It means when the Act was enforced, the whole sections except 69 was applicable October 1st, 1932, and the section 69 was applicable October 1st, 1933. Section 74 tells about that the Act has no retrospective effect. It is asked in preliminary examination and interview also. So, you should know the Act has retrospective effect or not. Students, we start about section 2. It is the definition section. It means the words those are used in Partnership Act are defined in the section 2. In interview and preliminary also, the question that is asked, what is Firm Act? It is very, very important. I shall describe here what is Firm Act. Firm Act means any Firm Act means any act or omission, any act or omission done by all partners or any partner or agent of the firm which gives right to a right enforceable by the firm or the against the firm or against the firm. Students, it means a firm act is not only an act, it is also an omission. But the act or omission must be done by all partners of the firm or any partner or their agent. But it must give right a right. It means some rights must be arisen from this act or omission. Those are performed by partners or their agent. Whether those rights in favor of or favors to the firm or against the firm. Such type of act or omission are known as firm act. Students, here it is clear what is firm act. And Section 3 of the Act tells about the provisions mentioned in the Indian Contract Act. Would they applicable or not in this act? It is obvious those provisions of Indian Contract Act, those are not repealed. It means provisions, those are not repealed of Indian Contract Act shall be applicable in the Indian Partnership Act 1932 to the extent of the inconsistency to the provisions of the Indian Partnership Act. It means any provision those are mentioned, those are described in Indian Partnership Act, if any provision against to this provision, those are mentioned in the Indian Partnership Act, provisions of Indian Contract Act shall not be applicable. But if provisions of the Indian Contract Act are consistent to the provisions of the Indian Partnership Act, such provisions, those are unrepealed, shall be applicable in the Indian Partnership Act 1932. But if there is any inconsistency, the provisions of Indian Contract Act shall not be applicable. For example, trade agreements in restraint to trade are void. It is described, it is a provision that is mentioned in the section 27 of Indian Contract Act. But it is not applicable in Partnership Act because section 11 clause 2 provides that except agreements in restraint to the trade are valid. It means that agreement becomes a contract, but it is in reference to the Indian Partnership Act only. That's okay. You should subscribe the channel, like and comment also. Thank you. That's all.